Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. I've got the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL here. This phone is now kind of expensive at $1,099 US for 128 gigs of storage, only 128 gigs at the base price. So yeah, but nonetheless, here it is. And there we go. We've got, the tabs to remove, and yeah, very nice. iMaze down here. It's a nice packaging, looks like very eco-friendly. So let's open this up, shall we? Here we go. I got tabs that are not coming off properly. That one did. There you go. And now we can slide this sideways, I guess. That's how it works. There we go. A little resistance. And we have the box. So, dun 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 dun. Oh, manuals are in here, which is nice. And then I like the way this is sculpted. Here's the phone, of course, and here is charging cable. So this is really all you get. You don't get that Type A to Type C adapter you used to get anymore. So it's just a C to C cable, nothing too fancy. They're really simplifying things. And then here we have a bunch of stuff, so let me have a quick look at that. We've got a SIM removal tool. Good thing there's still a SIM card in this phone. And then, very basic, you got a barcode here to where to set things up. And I think the rest is just warranty information, really. Yeah, safety and warranty. So no real manual here. All right, well, anyway, let's have a look at the phone, shall we? Oh, well, it's easy to remove. Nice. No iMaze stickers to worry about. That's great. Oh, look at that. That's really nice. And wow, there's not even a screen protector applied. So wow, this little paper thing that we had was the only thing protecting it. Let me fire it up and tell you about the specs. This is the big Pixel, right? There's 3 regular Pixels in the Fold this year. There's a Pixel 9, which is a 6.3-inch display, a Pixel 9 Pro, which is a 6.3-inch display as well. But this is the big one, the Pixel 9 Pro XL. It basically replaces the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 7 Pro and 6 Pro before it in terms of size of 6.8 inches. So this is a Quad HD display, right? Almost 1344 by 2992 pixels. Covered in Gorilla Glass Victus 2. There's an in-display fingerprint sensor. It is an ultrasonic sensor this year, so kind of a different technology, same as what Samsung uses on the S24 series. And we have 120 hertz, of course, LTPO display, HDR10 plus support. This is OLED, 3000 nits of maximum peak brightness, 2000 nits of high brightness mode. So this is a beautiful display. Notice that it's flat again this year, but also we have a flat sides this year, very much like an iPhone, although those are very much polished, very much fingerprint magnets. So yeah, and also even bezels all the way around, very nice. So yeah, other than that, there's also a front-facing camera. This is a 42 megapixel camera with autofocus. That's a big update, f/2.2, and it's ultra wide, so it can, basically be used for kind of wide-angle shots, which is really nice. Does 4K video at 60 frames per second. Yeah, so that's basically for the front. And then under the hood here, we have a Tensor G4. This is the latest chip from Google, made together with Samsung. It replaces a G3, which was okay, but not great. And the G4, based on specs, doesn't seem to be that much greater. Again, as I said earlier, 128 gigs of storage is the base option, and it's not really that great. But you do get 16 gigs of RAM, which is nice. You get also 256, 512, and 1 terabyte as options. So what I would recommend is if you buy this phone, put $100 aside and buy the 256 gig version, because 128, by the time you install a few apps and take a few photos, you're going to be almost full on that. So yeah, under the hood here is also a large battery, a 5060 milliamp hour battery. Very nice. This phone charges a 37 watt fast charging this year and 23 watt wireless, and you need the Pixel stand for that. If you want to use a regular Qi charger, it's 12 watt. Not bad though, honestly. I can't really complain too much. You still get stereo speakers, you get ultra wideband, you get satellite connectivity for emergencies, you get, NFC, all the trimmings that you'd expect. Let me walk you through the edges before we start talking about these cameras. So on the right-hand side, as you can see, it's starting to pick up fingerprints. You got antenna bands, power lock key, volume rocker. On the bottom here, you have the SIM tray, nano SIM. There's also an eSIM, so you have two options. You get USB-C, you get one of the speakers, you get nothing on the left but antenna band. On top here, you get the millimeter wave antenna window, and then you get another antenna band, a secondary microphone. I presume, oh yeah, the primary microphone is right next to the SIM tray. I was like, where did I miss it? Anyway, so as you can see here, it's doing its little pixel animation. Every time the ball bounces here, I get a little haptic feedback, which is nice. Tells me the haptics are really great on this phone. They've always been on Pixels. So, all right, let's talk about those cameras real quick. They're pretty much the same cameras as last year, except for the ultra wide, which is a big improvement this year. So you get a 50 megapixel f/1.7 main camera with 1.2 micron pixels. So pixel bins 4:1 at 2.4 micron. Phase detect, autofocus, and OIS. Then you have a 48 megapixel f/2.8 periscope telephoto, 5x tele, right? Dual pixel phase detect, autofocus, OIS. And so this is a pretty nice setup. You can see the rectangular window for it there. And then you get a 48 megapixel f/1.7, which is pretty impressive, ultra wide, 123 degrees. And that has also dual pixel autofocus, letting you do macro photography. So this camera system is really rock solid. You still get the temperature sensor here. Not sure why Google insists on doing that. It's kind of a gimmick. LED flash and this new visor. And as you can see, it doesn't touch the rails anymore. It's completely independent. It kind of reminds me of Bender, the cartoon character, you know? Very nice though. It's good design. I like it. I think that they've done a good job. Now the edges here are rounded slightly. So even though it's slab sided, it actually feels really comfortable in the hand. You know, these rounded edges are very nice. Lots of great stuff here. You know, the only thing that I think would be a negative off the top of my head is the G4 chip, not quite at the performance level of MediaTek and Qualcomm's best, but for most people, I think it's going to be just fine. And remember, the one thing to think about when you get a Pixel, it's all about the software. And this year, it's all about AI, right? So I'll keep you posted on my podcast about my experience. You know, I daily drive a Pixel 8 Pro right now. You know, I've been using Pixel and Nexus as my main phones for years. I'm probably going to switch to the Fold as my main phone this year. But I'll keep you posted on these AI features and software features on the podcast as I go. But I wanted to give you a quick look at this phone so you can get a feel for what it's like. And, you know, if you're looking at buying one, this gives you a chance to see what it is. Let me know in the comments below, would you pick this over the 6.3-inch Pixel 9 Pro or even the Pixel 9 if you don't feel you need any of the Pro features? Are you more interested in the Fold this year? Is this the right phone for you? I'd love to hear it. Remember, this is a compliment to my podcast at mobiletechpodcast.com. It's my weekly podcast, and you should subscribe to it. It's on all the major platforms, so try it out. And if you want to hear my thoughts in more depth about this phone, you're going to have to tune into the podcast. And remember, this is YouTube, so like, subscribe, tell your friends, click the bell below. And yeah, there's also a Patreon. If you want to help me out, patreon.com/TNKJRL. You'll get a video version of the podcast in advance every week on Patreon, amongst other perks. So check it out, patreon.com/TNKJRL. That's it. Quick first look at the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Stay tuned for more videos soon. Until then, cheers, everybody.